Who said the Knicks are done and dusted? Karl Anthony Towns and the company made sure to stun the Pacers in Game 3 after completing an amazing comeback while being 20 points down at one point. But with the Knicks now having the momentum on their side, can they pull off a miracle and win Game 4, and more importantly, where does that put the narrative of this series? There is no doubt about it, the Knicks are back. When they were down by 20 at a certain point of the game, many of us thought that we were going to see a sweep by the Pacers, but after Karl Anthony Towns took over the reins, a dominant sequence of events was showcased by the entire squad. 20 out of the 24 points that the centre scored came in the fourth quarter, just enough to seal a 106-100 victory. It was precisely what the Knicks front office had in mind when they pulled off this trade and gave up Randle and DiVincenzo for Towns. But what does the future hold for him in this series? For starters, we did see that a knee injury is what kept him and the Pacers' Aaron Nesmith struggling throughout the third game of the series. Whether or not this will affect the performance of Towns when it matters the most, time will tell. But as of now, the situation stands loud and clear. 24 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 of 17 from the field is just enough to save the series and keep the hopes of his team alive. Why is this amazing to talk about? If we were to look at Karl's stats before the beginning of the fourth quarter, we'd see how big of an impact the last 12 minutes had in the last game. Prior to Q4, he had only scored 4 points, including a Q1 without a single point. He was 2 for 8, and the Knicks were definitely moving towards the hole called a 3-0 deficit, with a sweep likely on its way. Towns made sure that he would remind everyone why he is an all-star, and a villain story was written that night. Overall, Towns took 9 shots in the quarter, and by putting up 20 points, he matched Indiana's entire output. Out of the 4 three-pointers Karl took, he only missed 1, and he also missed 1 out of the 6 free throws he attempted. By grabbing 8 rebounds, he also proved that he is a force to be reckoned with on both sides of the floor, at least considering the fact that Miles Turner and Tony Bradley had literally no response to this output by Towns. And the result of why we're talking about the influence of Towns is very clear. He was benched for the majority of New York's Game 2 loss, which means that he entered this match with a very small amount of self-confidence. It was also going that way before the fourth quarter came to the door, as the New York Big decided to kick it up a notch and play proper basketball. He even managed to receive the support of the former NBA champion, Kendrick Perkins, who went on to say that during Game 3, Karl Anthony Towns proved that he is a Knick. What a turnaround in the fortunes this is. Earlier in this series, Perkins took a shot at Towns and said that he should be taking more responsibility and playing more serious basketball. But now, he's swallowed those words and paid the props where they're due. Let's not forget, on the 26th of May, Perkins went on to write, "Brunson and Towns going out weak. Both are in their feelings for whatever reason, and it's embarrassing to watch. The careless turnovers, bad body language, horrible leadership, and most importantly, getting punked." It seems like Towns and the company want to drop bombshells left and right on everyone, including NBA pundits like Charles Barkley. During the halftime show, the former Phoenix Suns star has gone on to say, "Now, this game is pretty much over. This is a wrap because the Knicks can't play fast and beat the Pacers, but they are down 13, so they have to play fast. They are going to get run out of this damn building." And when the Pacers were up by 20, they had forgotten one very important thing. The Knicks are 5-1 in away games throughout the 2025 playoffs, and they've come back from a 20-point deficit twice against the Celtics. I don't want to take any credit off the Pacers. They've won 2 consecutive games in the Garden, but compared to the Celtics with Tatum, it's clear that Boston was the bigger challenge to tackle by the Knicks. Nevertheless, it's a massive comeback from the Knicks, and Brunson said loud and clear, "It's a very unpredictable and volatile series where everything can change in a matter of seconds." Elaborating further on this, Brunson said, "The series is unpredictable. You can quickly start to turn on each other, but we talk together as a team. It's an emotional game. It's a game." The bombshell was dropped by the coach, Tom Thibodeau, as well. There is a golden rule in the world of the NBA that no lead in the match is safe. When addressing this situation and how his Warriors were able to pick up the pace when it mattered the most, Tom said, "I know you guys roll your eyes when we say no lead is safe, but no lead is safe. If you let up just a little bit, that's what happens." Make no mistake, Tom Thibodeau is not going to be outsmarted in any way whatsoever. Throughout these tough matches, most of the other coaches would resort to a tight, trusted lineup that doesn't exceed a couple more players than their starters. Well, in Game 1 and 2, many thought Thibodeau was going nuts by putting 8 players on the court, and he just got outdone himself by giving 9 players an opportunity to step on and represent the Knicks colours in Game 3. Delon Wright joined the rotation to log in more than 13 minutes of gameplay, and Tom didn't end here. He even used the services of veteran guard and sharpshooter Landry Shamet, who played for more than 11 minutes. And in these limited minutes, their plus-minus was something to brag about. Wright had a +2 while Shamet had a +12, the best of the entire Knicks roster out there. Of course, we can ascribe this to the foul trouble that Brunson got in, as he had averaged nearly 39 minutes through the first 14 playoff games. And even though he is an offensive force to be reckoned with, the defensive end is where he lacks the most. The Knicks were -6 when he was on the floor, but +12 in the 17 minutes he sat on the bench. This was also noted by the Pacers coach Rick Carlisle, who went on to say, "They had a lot of their better defenders in the game in the second half. That makes it harder." One more decision of Tom's made everything a bit questionable, but it turned out to be quite well. Josh Hart was benched for Game 3 by Mitchell Robinson. The result of that was quite astonishing. In the first half, Robinson had 6 points and 4 rebounds, so you can't say that Thibodeau is not having any impact on the team's deep rotation whatsoever. Truth be told, the Pacers were unable to count on a very important player in the closing stages of Game 3, Aaron Nesmith. He hopped off with 6:06 left in the third quarter, and when he came back with 7:03 to play in the fourth, the Knicks had already turned the tide in their own way. Let's see what the fourth game has in store for us, but if there is one thing that we've learned in the previous match, it's that the Knicks can definitely count on the services of Towns, even if it means that he'll play miserable basketball for 3 quarters and decide that he is an all-star caliber in the fourth. With all this in mind, do you think that the Knicks can turn the tide around and win the series, proceeding to the finals? And, more importantly, which player do you think is going to be pivotal for this success? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.